Hey people, I should be live. Welcome to the Wednesday stream, 6:45 p.m. August the 19th. Hope you're all doing well. It's hump day again, or I guess hump evening. I see a good crowd already here. Visit Chantel, Brown Biscotti, hello Alfred, Alan K, Starling, Rosalina, how you doing? Got John Nicholson and Tyler, Mr. Adams Apple, Gertige, what is up? Transit Mobile Scooter in the house. Jacques Pilon, good to see you. Hey, Steglash. And everyone else. Susie, Kyle Walker, Seb Saraf, hello. Gary Lee, happy hump day. Got Mark M, Chris Anderson, hello. Wing Zero. It's kind of windy, it's actually blowing my gimbal here. It doesn't blow over. I'm getting hairy. Hey, the color purple. Good evening. Chantel was at Young and Dundas today. So was I, but hours ago. Hey, Ashnix. Howard Charco. My phone all plugged in here. 100 people already here. All right. Greg Keating. Straighten up this gimbal. There we go. Kind of a nice day today. It was kind of hot for a while, but not too hot. It's cooling off a bit now. Got the breeze going. The sun isn't blasting down as it was earlier. Got some sort of cloudiness, kind of taking the edge off the sun, which I appreciate. This is George Street I'm currently on the east side. Hey, Jahale. Alright, let me make this light before it turns. Crossed Richmond. I'm going to go to Adelaide. We'll take a walk along Adelaide for a bit. My plan is to go north. So we're downtown now, but I think I'll make my way up into Midtown. Hey, Mr. Majestic. Hello, Jillian. So yeah, hope everyone's day was good. Everyone's week has been good so far. Good to hear, Chantel. We're downtown, but we're going to Midtown. Hey, Yvonne and Limitless Thinker, hello. Downtown seagulls here. Oh, no wonder they're fighting over French fries. And he dropped it right in the street. The seagull dropped the French fry right in the middle of the street, so with all this traffic, I kicked it off of the street back onto the sidewalk. So you know how seagulls are, he'll probably swoop down to try to get it again. So if he does that, maybe he won't get run over by some cars, right? I'm helping you out, seagull. I'm making it easier for you. Hey, John Rocks and Matt Chat. Some like rush hour type activity going on here. Because I've seen that happen before, and it was not something I want to see again. Where a seagull tried to grab something that was laying on the street, a piece of food laying on the street, and then it got run over by a car. It was not a pleasant thing to witness, you know, so... That was in my hometown of North Bay a long time ago. I still remember that. No frills starts tomorrow. Okay, thanks, Chantel. Hey, Scott Gordon. crossing Church. Sotheby's. I am downtown, that's right. Hey, Trans-Canada. What's up, Bill Chow? In a busy bike lane here, as you can see. Did I notice this beaver before? It might be one that got moved to a safer location. In any case, it might be a new beaver to me anyway. Hey, WMD. Saw a snake almost get run over. Jeez. Yeah, traffic and critters do not mix. Is Toronto Street. Hey, Darlene. What's up, Brent? Well, Scott, I live downtown, and I would only consider living downtown. I wouldn't want to live in any other part of the city, really. So I would probably just be pretty biased towards downtown neighborhoods. But if you want to save some money, then living away from downtown is the way to go. Midtown even has some deals that you might not find downtown. Hey Raymond, hello. I definitely don't need a roomie. My apartment is barely big enough just for me, but I like it that way. It's cozy. I did have another person living with me for a little while though, you know, a long time ago. Around 2012, I think. 2011, 2012. Yeah, maybe 2011, I had someone living with me just for a little while. That was interesting. I just knew someone who was having some drama with her landlord, and she didn't feel like she could stay in her apartment anymore. The landlord was creeping her out or something like that, and she wanted to move. So she ended up having well, I invited her to stay at my place just for the time being until she could find a new place. Seems like so long ago. Long time ago. Hey, Picard. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. And Sal Smith, Carl Roth. Crossing Yonge Street. See some rush hour scenes here. Scenes from a downtown street. Damon Washington and Kev Kiki. I guess it's sort of the end of rush hour, really. This is not prime rush hour time, obviously. That would have been like 2 hours ago. I think peak rush hour in Toronto is from about 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., I would say. So we're kind of just at the tail end of that. Hey Jada, welcome. Hey Jasmine. Good to see you. Where did you hear that crazy crazy tale there, Carl? Imagine that. I want to get caught. Riding reckless. St. Regis. Stephen Edwards. Right, Adelaide. We're going to go to University Avenue. I think I'll go north there. We'll start making our way up towards Midtown. I can almost imagine that, Carl. It seems just plausible enough that I might not have to imagine it. It might become reality. Hey, thanks, Bill Chow. Anyone else who wants to do what Bill just did, feel free. Hit the like, but only if you like it. I don't want no fake likes, only legit likes. Good evening, Lorraine. Lorraine McLean. Names that rhyme like that are fun to say. It's always fun to say Lorraine McLean. It was alright, Jillian. Pretty typical, I guess, for a Wednesday. On the days when I know I'm going to be streaming, I usually just sort of chill at home until it's streaming time. The odd time I might go out a bit beforehand and record a video and then stream, but I just chilled today. As I have a video already, I didn't really need to go record one. Alright, University Avenue is coming up, so I'm going to start heading north. Well, this is nice. Look at this family. They're all walking hand in hand. Mom, dad, and son are all walking hand in hand. You can tell they're from out of town. They're just craning their necks, looking at everything all around them. Maybe I'll go to the other side though. University Avenue. Hey, Raxic. Jefferson Rivas, hello. I don't know, Raxic. They call that urban camping, right? There's lots of YouTube channels about people who do that just to see what they can get away with. Maybe look at some of those channels about Toronto and see where those people park their cars. I think they call it stealth camping, actually. Yeah, stealth camping. Because you have to be a bit stealthy about it so that security doesn't kick you out or people don't call the cops on you or something. There we go. Thought my chat stopped working for a second there. 13 degrees overnight, D Canuck says. What's up, default? 13 degrees, so I probably won't have to keep my AC running all night then. Just get the fans going, open the window. be going north for a long time now. The northward trek begins. Hey, Salazar. At Tricky. I saw the the SWAT team video. Yeah, it's still almost unbelievable to me that that actually happened. I had an actual SWAT team. Well, I guess in Canada they're called Emergency Response Unit or something like that, but basically like a SWAT team. I had one in my apartment preparing to rappel out my window to try to access the apartment underneath mine. So they wanted to rappel out my window and then smash through the window of the apartment underneath mine to get inside that apartment, because there was a guy in there going ballistic, I guess. And they didn't know if he was going to be harming himself or who knows what he was doing. Anyway, they felt that there was a need to get in his apartment. They were trying to breaking down his door, but he had it barricaded. So they were trying to break down his door from the hallway in the building, and that wasn't working. So then they thought, we can get in through his window, which happened to be right underneath my window. So yeah, I had a bunch of cops all dressed up in tactical gear in my apartment. Basically dressed up like how a SWAT team would be dressed. And since it was all taking place inside my home, I thought, well, I should be able to record this, so I did. Something that's happening inside my apartment, I think, is perfectly up for grabs for me to record, so I did. But I was discreet about it, though. I didn't like make it too obvious that I was recording, but they didn't say anything. I don't even know if they noticed. Hey, lazy gamer, hello. So I did. But just as the cop was about to do the rappelling thing out my window, they managed to break down the door from the hallway. So they told the cop to call it off. No rappelling necessary. So he was a bit relieved, to be honest. I don't think he wanted to do it. I mean, would you? You know? Have to rappel out an 8-story window and then smash through the glass window with your body, basically, to get inside the apartment underneath. Like, come on. Sounds a bit dangerous. Hey, Scott. But eventually that person below me was evicted, so it's been quiet down there ever since, thankfully. Because he was making quite the racket on a regular basis that I had to deal with, you know? I had to deal with all these crashing noises all the time. He was always down there just going nuts, smashing things, throwing things out his window all the time, yelling out down into the street below all the time, screaming and yelling, throwing stuff out of his window. I don't know, that poor guy looks like he just got beat up or something. Holy jeez. Alright, we're at Dundas.
Victoria? Yeah, we did get married.
Hey, Toronto Do-Up Music Guy. Good evening. Check out these old school looking bikes here. Looks like something from when I was a kid. Hey, Rohit Bites. Welcome to the stream. Hey, sure thing, Rohit Bites. I always try to say hi to anyone who says hi to me. Sometimes I miss it though. So my bad if I missed any greetings. I usually do at some point. Going up University Avenue. University Avenue. Let me make use of this ledge. I like a good handy ledge. These are the big wide University Avenue bike lanes here that now are apparently threatened again to be removed. Hopefully not though. PAG. I haven't made a resume in like almost 20 years. Hopefully I'll never have to make one again, right? I don't plan to have to make another resume anytime. But if I did have to, I'd probably put something about my YouTube channel on there. These bike lanes are terrible. How so? They're like literally the best bike lanes downtown. And there's still 4 lanes of traffic on University Avenue, right? University Avenue used to be an 8-lane street. 8 lanes. So now it's 4 lanes, which is still perfectly adequate, right? And you have these bike lanes that are wide enough for ambulances to fit inside, because these are all the hospitals along here, so they're extra wide just to give access to emergency vehicles if need be. Hey, you know, in Toronto, people ride their bikes all winter. I mean, you've been watching my channel for a while now, right? People ride bikes through the entire winter in Toronto. It's no big deal, right? People do it here regularly. Hey, what's up, Quad Mods? So you're going to base your opinion on just a brief glimpse of some bike lanes as I happen to walk past at a certain time of day during a certain few minutes, basically. That's how you're going to base your entire opinion on the viability of these bike lanes, whether or not they're necessary, just based on that. That's what you're doing. Instead of looking at actual data taken over like a long period of time, where they actually count the number of people who use the lanes on any given day or over the course of like a month or a year or something like that. It's like saying, gee, I don't see any people walking on this sidewalk right now at this very moment, so therefore these sidewalks aren't necessary. We should just remove these sidewalks here. We don't need them. Or look, no one is driving on the street right now here. I don't see any cars driving on the street right here, so we might as well just remove this street. We don't need it. We don't need these lanes. I've never seen any of these fire extinguishers get used ever in my entire life. That's right. Just take them out. We don't need them. So you think University Avenue should be an 8-lane road again? 4 lanes aren't enough, I guess. We need all 8 lanes back again to accommodate all this traffic. Look at it all. 4 lanes ain't enough. And one of those lanes that used to be traffic is parking now. So how about they just take away the parking lane, and then you can give the motorists another lane, making it a 6-lane road, and you can also keep the bike lanes. Because why do you need to park on University Avenue? Yeah, the last thing I'd ever want to be is mayor of Toronto. Be a pain in the ass. Maybe because I don't wanna. Sometimes you just don't wanna, you know? Just not into it. Queens Park Crescent. I'm gonna walk sort of alongside Queens Park. Yeah, being a politician is not for everyone, right? Same with being a business person. Some people just aren't cut out for that. It's like when the Beatles started their own record label and their own company, Apple, right? They all tried to be business dudes, but they're all terrible at it. None of them could do anything close to being effective, you know, in running this company. They were just not business dudes. Hey, Sapand. What's up, 100? The Whitney Block, the Ghost Tower. Hey, Coops, you live in North Shore, Sydney. Another viewer from down under. We've had a bunch of them, you know. Like most other live streamers on YouTube, AdSense, Google AdSense, and viewer support is basically what keeps the channel going. That's pretty much how it is for all of us who do this. Obviously, some channels get more viewers than other channels, so those ones tend to be more viable as a job, right? I think other than Johnny here in Toronto, I'm not sure if I'm the only other one who does this full time. As far as I know, I am. Yeah, the CNE is coming up again. Already. Hey, evening Choppy. Am I going to the CNE? I probably will go at some point. I'm not sure if I'll go on opening day, but if not, maybe another time. Hey, do my feet ever get sore? Not really. Luckily my feet are, I don't know, they're just made for walking, you know? These feet are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. So yeah, I don't really have to worry about the sore feet thing. Hey, Pamela. And Crikey. I'm a Gen Xer. That should put you in the ballpark. Generation X. The who gives a shit generation. Squirrel. I'm not older than X. Not at all. Are you saying I'm a boomer? I'm definitely not a boomer. My parents are boomers. Yeah, there's a lot of Australians in Canada. They really seem to like BC for some reason. I mean, I guess it's closer for them to get to BC, but like the ski resorts, like Whistler, just full of Australians. Toronto has tons of Irish people. For some reason, the Irish love Toronto. Yeah, Estelle is another citizen of Down Under, yeah. Yeah, that's right, Alan. Exactly a month, actually. Exactly a month away. I don't know what I'm doing yet for my birthday. I don't really do anything special for my birthdays. It's just basically another day. I'll just most likely do what I usually do on most days. Do a video or a stream or both. I think it's on a Saturday this year. Normally I don't stream on a Saturday, but I might switch it up maybe. Stream on my birthday. Alright, later PAG. There's the ROM. And that empty space is where the McLaughlin Planetarium used to be. McLaughlin. I used to say McLaughlin. And then I looked at it, how it was spelled, and I was like, oh, I've been saying it wrong all the time. I think it's McLaughlin. I think I just said McLaughlin because of Sarah McLaughlin. I got corrupted by Sarah. Hey, SG. I met Sarah McLaughlin in North Bay on Main Street. She was playing a show at one of the bars in North Bay before she became really famous. But she was fairly well known in Canada at that time, just from Much Music, her videos on Much Music. Like maybe when her first album was out, her very first album, when they had the earliest songs playing on Much Music. So she was just standing there in front of the bar. And I was like, hey, that's that girl from Much Music. She was like pretty young. Alright, we're crossing Bloor. 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 Hey, is Jasmine still here? Get to the tower! Get to it! There we go. Jasmine got to see the tower. Avenue Road. So it's not Road Avenue, it's Avenue Road. It's not Street Boulevard, it's Avenue Road. Alright, SG, sounds good to me.
You must have 60%.
Here's this project that got kiboshed. It was going to be a super high-end condo, like a very, very fancy condo, extremely high-end, with really high ceilings in Yorkville, obviously, you know, built for the ultra-rich. But the builder proceeded with the project before they actually sold the usual number of units to finance it. They just sort of started building it in the hopes that buyers would materialize, I guess, after construction had started, but buyers did not materialize. So they got that far in building it, and then they realized, hey, you know what, we can't build this building. We don't have the funds to build this building, so they had to halt construction. And then it sat there for a while, and now they've started again with a different plan. It's not going to be a high-end condo anymore. It's going to be a rental building. So they changed the design a little bit. It's not going to be as fancy. It's going to be a rental building, not a condo. But I guess they got their ducks in order. So they're starting construction again. They're going to finish it. Just it won't be the fancy ass building that it was originally meant to be. But it's an apartment building in Yorkville, right? It's probably still going to be pretty nice and not cheap, obviously. Probably pretty damn expensive rental units. Maybe not with the super high ceilings that they had envisioned before. Hey, Mark Lang. That's another fancy new building that did get finished, or almost. It's not finished yet, but it will be finished soon. Oh, the lovely scaffolding. Hey, we hit 300 concurrent viewers. Hey, right on, right on. I like this new building. It's skinny. It's skinny and wide. Jeez. Something went down the wrong pipe there. I'm not sure how that happened. Yeah, just I swallowed something wrong. I don't know. Not even eating or drinking anything. It was the Ferrari dealership. Maybe I swallowed a bug. Get my protein. There was a live streamer who swallowed a fly. Swallowed a fly? I don't know why. Yeah, well, I can't help it if a bug flies into my mouth and down my throat. It wasn't my choice. Oh yeah, I'm aware that Australia gets cold in some places, right? Down in the south. Yeah, me too, Gary, me too. Oh, we're back here again. Haha. If we don't have it, you don't need it. Hey, Novella Costs. I don't know, just something I felt was right for me to do, you know, at that time. It was just like a calling, I guess, of some sort. I just felt like, yes, this is something that I think agrees with me, so I just sort of went with it. Hey, Petrus. How's it going, hey, Petrus? Yeah, North Up Avenue Road. Yeah, I eat dairy also. Not a lot, but I won't not eat dairy. Like I have some ice cream sandwiches in my freezer. I usually buy soy milk instead of cow's milk though. And of course I eat a lot of pizza with cheese on it. Yeah, I've wondered that myself, Novella Costs. I should ask them what it is about their form of convenience that makes it so super. Hey, Christopher Walking. Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell, baby. Pears Avenue. Johnny Be Good. These sidewalks are very narrow here. Avenue Road. Apparently this is still part of the annex. We're going to go up a big hill. Some faces. Some faces and some fishes. Fishes? Fishes? Why did that sound weird? And hey, that's where we are right now. If you're just joining the stream, if you don't know where the heck I'm walking around right now. Sometimes people start watching the stream, but they don't even look at the title of the stream, and so they ask, where are you? What city is this? I'm like, it's right there in the title, you know? How could you not notice that title right there? Here's where Avenue Road is ridiculously wide and busy. I've never done a Casa Loma tour now. Hey Brad, hello. I thought I was in Seattle because of the Space Needle, right? Yeah, we don't have the crazy hills like San Francisco. We have the opposite. We have ravines all over the city. So it's like Toronto is a inside-out San Francisco in a way. It's crisscrossed with all sorts of ravines. But if you're walking north from the lake, you are walking on an upward slope. And in a few spots, it becomes very, very noticeable, mainly right here. It looks fairly flat when you're walking up Yonge Street through like downtown Yonge. But it's actually a very gradual incline. They're like running for their lives trying to get across the street. We made it! We made it across Avenue Road. We're kind of in the snooty part of town, you know, ever since we kind of walked past Yorkville and all the way up Avenue Road here. It's like the snooty quadrant, I guess you could say. People walk up and down the thoroughfare with their noses in the air. But they're playing Cars by Gary Newman, so it can't be all bad. Hey, Robbo Wabba. Going up the hill. Yeah, the first one. The one with 2 O's, not the one with 2 T's. Hello, Doreen from Ottawa. Penman, how you doing? Yeah, this hill feels steeper than the one on Yonge Street. It's definitely a bit steeper here on Avenue Road. You get some cool views though once you get a bit higher up. Hey, Balda. Yeah, the cars fly along this stretch. 6 lanes, right? Crazy. But yet it's lined with like apartment buildings. Like it's a pretty dense area all along here. And you got this big ass 6-lane road. Like all these kind of older apartment buildings. Rental units available. Looks like a nice building. I imagine a lot of seniors live in these apartments going back decades. And they only become available when one passes away or maybe moves into a nursing home or something like that. They look well kept, right? Oh, I forgot to look at the view. Oh well. I was looking at the old buildings instead of turning around and looking at the view. But you can see part of it. You can see part of the view. Here's the newest addition to the neighborhood. Thought that was a cat at first, but it's just a little dog. A little flat-faced dog. A little flat-faced dog that almost looks like a Persian cat with a flat face. Boo, bad signal, boo. Tends to happen in the wealthier areas more often. What are those? just at St. Clair. I guess we can say we're in Midtown now. St. Clair definitely counts. Hey, Dynamics. What are those? The wealthiest area of the city. Well, this is one of them around here. We've got Forest Hill over there, which is definitely in the running. Rosedale, which is closer to downtown. Yorkville, which we walked through earlier, which is at the northern end of downtown. And then further out in North York, there's an area called the Bridle Path. That's sort of the most, I guess, show-offy, rich area, I guess you could say. Ostentatious. People build the mega mansions and that sort of thing. A lot of the wealth in these older areas is a lot more understated. Like Rosedale is old money, so the houses might not be as big as in the Bridle Path, but they're a lot older. Like a lot of them are historic homes going back to the 19th century. And generational wealth and all that sort of thing. The people who came into wealth more recently tend to like to build big ass mansions in the Bridle Path. People like Drake. There's some other areas too. The Kingsway and Etobicoke. All right, we're walking on St. Clair. Do I live in the Bridle Path? Oh, for sure. Right next door to Drake. Yeah, Yorkville and around here tend to have a lot of wealthy high-rise residents, or mid-rise to high-rise, I guess. But if you're talking luxury skyscrapers, then Yorkville is in the neighborhood where you'll find most of those. But buildings like this are known to house some very wealthy individuals, you know. Celebrities and that sort of thing. Glenn Gould used to live in that building. I think both One Bloor West and Sky Tower, which is not in Yorkville, obviously. Sky Tower is down at the foot of Yonge Street, but the tallest building in the city now. So both of those new super talls have penthouses that cost over $30 million for either building. Hey, Mike Watkins. Yeah, I wish this little district we're in was a bit more substantial than it is. That would be nice, but it's pretty neat. I always enjoy walking along St. Clair, this part of it. Of course, you got the new skyscraper there, One Delisle. The new tallest building for this area. Hey, Invisirit. I think those are the offices for Rolex. It's like not a store. There's a store in Yorkville though for Rolex. This is a curious looking apartment building, I've always thought. Well, I sometimes check out special events, but those usually aren't very stream friendly, right? You just sort of stand around a lot at an event. So I might walk past an event that's taking place, just take a quick look, but my streams are all about the walking. And so yes, I do walk along the same streets over and over again, because I mean, there are only so many streets to walk up and down, right? Even in New York, the streamers there do the same thing. But I try to at least go to a different area than I did last time, right? It's been a little while since I've streamed along this part of St. Clair, so I thought, yeah, I think it's okay to do it again. And special events also tend to have a lot of copyright music, so the standing around and then having the music blasting for a long time. It's not really a very stream-friendly situation. Novelicos has the littlest hobo theme in his head. Now it's going to be in my head. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Novelicos. I guess it's not a bad song to have in your head, though. Hey, glad to hear it, Jasmine. Hey, Chris Mills. Did I watch Rainbow Country? Sometimes. I didn't really like that show that much for some reason. I didn't watch every episode. I only watched a few here and there. I know a lot of it was filmed in my neck of the woods, right? The northeastern Ontario area. So I would watch it sometimes just to check out some familiar landscapes and things like that, but yeah, I wasn't really into that show. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Until tomorrow the whole world is my home. Hey, it looks like we're going down Yonge Street. The Barket Market. A market for dog owners and lovers. A dog lover. Hey, that looks like my sister's dog. That looks like Zelda. Haha. AR10 Gaming. There's a Chipotle here? Was this always here? I don't remember seeing that before. Everything is burrito full. It's kind of hard to say. Burrito full. I guess I can't argue with that. Alright, Chipotle, I see you. Yeah, Melissa has a dog, a border collie. It's appeared in at least one of my streams, or she, I guess, has appeared in one of my streams. Derek Chow, aloha. Am I competing with the Jays again? I'm always competing with those darn Blue Jays every time I do a live stream. Yeah, it ran in reruns though for a long time, Novella Cost, like well into the 80s. I think it was in reruns, maybe even into the 90s on CBC or some channel like that, maybe like YTV later on. I first remember seeing it when I was a little boy at my grandmother's house or grandparents' house. That was also when I used to watch this show called George about a Saint Bernard. A Saint Bernard in the Swiss Alps. George! Yeah, I think I've seen that Forest Ranger show also at some point. Did I watch British 70s comedy? A little bit. A little bit. Most Canadians were exposed to that sort of thing. CBC. Also, some British shows aired on TV Ontario, which was more like a educational channel. But I remember one comedy show called Some Mothers Do Have 'Em, which is sort of like the British original version of what later became another show in the United States, right? They changed the name. They did an American version of it. Also, Man About the House. That became Three's Company when they made an American version of that one. Man About the House, I used to watch that. And Some Mothers Do Have 'Em. I also used to watch Benny Hill. I used to sneakily watch Benny Hill when my mother wasn't paying attention though. Because sometimes they would have women with no shirts, so I saw boobs. So I'd be like, ooh, this is the show with boobs. Because CBC used to air shows like that, right? They didn't really censor things. They still don't, for the most part, on CBC. I was too young to even do that at the time, Johnny. All I know is I like to see them. That's all I knew. I was old enough to know that I like to see them, but I was too young to do anything about it. We got 314-ish people. We're like, what, 2 hours in almost? Holy cow, 2 hours already. We're going south down Yonge Street from St. Clair. If you're enjoying, feel free to come and say hi in the chat. Maybe you just joined, first timer perhaps. So it would be very awesome if you hit the subscribe, you know, and come and say hi if you want. You do have to subscribe in order to join the chat, but it's free. And hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I go live next, which is usually about 3 times a week. I'll do the live stream, and the other 4 days of the week I'll post a pre-recorded walking video. Oh yeah, Little Rascals. I watched that show to death, man. I had like a crush on Darla, and I had to keep reminding myself that that show was from the 1930s and Darla was like an old lady by the time I was watching it. Or at least middle-aged, I guess. Not so much an old lady, but she was definitely middle-aged at least when I was watching the show as a young boy. Yeah, I know, right, Novella Cost. And now Sky Tower is basically finishing its cladding too. So they're still working on the crown of One Bloor West. They've been working on it for 6 months now or something. Meanwhile, Sky Tower has almost completely finished cladding right up to the very top. Looks like Sky Tower is going to beat out One Bloor West. There were a lot of sort of speculation and lighthearted bets going on as to whether or not that might happen. Yeah, and from this perspective, when you're just looking at photos online or just looking at the building, you can't really see much progress on the crown. I mean, from here you can't see anything, but even some close-up drone photos of the crown look pretty much the same to me as they did like several months ago. I don't know. Like the cladding, though, has definitely progressed, right? The glass has gone right to the very top now of One Bloor West. So they did do that. Just that crown. Hey, Samantha, hello. Welcome to the stream, Eli Unger. Your barber is next to me, like right here, you mean? Your barber is right in this neighborhood here? So now we're going downhill, right? We went uphill. This is the same hill, more or less, just the Young Street part of it. Going down. New restaurant here, Sash Restaurant and Wine Bar. Hey, Jennifer Gala. I'm not sure. I think tonight is pizza night for me. I do have to stop at a grocery store though. Hey, how's it going? Hey. That would be nice if trains came back to this rail corridor. That would be very nice. Turn this back into a train station again. Hey, they're working on this fountain here. This is one of my favorite fountains to look at. The old North Toronto rail station. Now it's a big liquor store. A big fancy liquor store. Jennifer Juniper lives upon a hill. Wasn't that song written about Jenny Boyd, who was Patty Boyd's sister? Patty Boyd, who married George Harrison. She had a couple of sisters that were also very sought after, right, in that whole swinging 60s scene. They were all good looking. I think Eric Clapton was with not only Patty Boyd later, but he was also with one of her sisters earlier. Just looking at the chat. Looking at the chat. Pizza night for the color purple. Sounds good. Yeah, there were a bunch of honks near the beginning of the stream, but I didn't think to do the Elvis thing. Maybe once we get back downtown, Elvis will appear in the stream. Kind of nice to see my phone has not lost any battery life for like the last hour. For some reason tonight the power bank and cable seems to be working. Other nights it doesn't want to work. Tonight it just wants to work. Yeah, I remember all those Simpsons episodes with Beatles. Coming into the Rosedale area. Hey, I got the double peace sign from that guy. Hey Rebecca, hello. Now I got that song in my head. Jennifer, Juniper. Coming soon, Shea Ristorante. These like one-word restaurants. One syllable restaurants. That's when you know they're classy. Getting closer to downtown. Oh, I'm so classy. Yep. Walking in my t-shirt that has holes in it. I was like, who cares? No one's gonna see it. If I turn the camera around, they'll only see me from the shoulders up. Well, it's giving the breeze a nice little opening, you know, to go inside my shirt. Feels kind of nice. Hey, it's the House of Tea. What's up, Leo? The House of Tea. Hey, Santa Sac. Yeah, downhill. Going downhill. Pretty much leveled out here though. Got Rosedale Station right there. think someone just mentioned that song, Jennifer Juniper. I'm not sure what the reason was. See if I can get a shot of this moon. It's about as close as I can get, I think, to the moon. No, I don't think I have a favorite Taylor Swift song. It's a half moon. Yum, those things are delicious. I haven't had one of those in probably close to 15 years, I think, since I had a half moon. They still sell them. I see them. I just have not had one in that long. Should I buy some? Should I get some half moons at the grocery store? Has 15 years been long enough? Hello, what? Hello, Prime Mover. I didn't go see Rush, no. But I did a video during their last show here, kind of around the arena and inside the arena, in the part of the arena you could go in without paying for a ticket, so you could hear the band playing in my video, but it's all muffled. But I could make out the songs they were playing though. And then I just walked around after the show when all the Rush fans were pouring out. A sea of Rush t-shirts everywhere. Hey, Queenway, hello. Yeah, should I? Should I get some half moons? When I was a kid, I was all about those. Same with Joe Louis. Joe Louis, half moon. I'm not sure if that's just a Canadian thing or not, but they were really good. I didn't see Twinkies so much when I was a kid. I heard about them on American TV and movies and stuff, but I didn't see them here when I was a kid. But older, when I got older, then all of a sudden they appeared and I started seeing Twinkies in the grocery store. And I was like, oh, that's a Twinkie. Okay. So then, of course, I had to try one, right? See what all the fuss was about. Hey, Bestest Times Reborn. Yeah, I walked north, Rebecca. And now I'm going south. I walked north for over an hour and a half. Yeah, I know those aren't good for you. So I guess it's not so bad that I haven't been eating them for the last 15 years or so. It's Happy Burger. The Nightwood Theater, Tapestry Opera. Yeah, wagon wheels. I used to eat those too. I didn't think they were as good as Joe Louis, but I had them fairly regularly.
All right, good to hear. Good to hear.
When I got Joe Louis, though, I used to like to take the top off, you know? I would take the top off the Joe Louis, and then I'd just eat the top, but then I would have the nice creamy surface on top, and I'd eat it that way without the top, and it just seemed extra decadent, I guess. The cream just felt thicker. We're pretty much back downtown now. I'd say this counts once you get to Church in Davenport here at Yonge. Here's where Rush played some of their early shows, right? At the old Masonic Temple building. When it was a music venue. It still is a music venue. It's gone through many different names, many different incarnations. Was it called the Rock Pile back then? In like the early 70s? Yeah, MTV Canada had their studios there for a while too. I used to watch some of the MTV shows that were shot there. For a while, MTV Canada was actually pretty entertaining when it was sort of competing with Much Music. They had some entertaining hosts, some funny in-studio programs and stuff. Burrito Boys. How burrito-ful. Life is burrito-ful. Yeah, they're doing some work inside the reference library. Some floors are closed off to the public. Let's see, how many of these spaces are filled up now? We still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still got a bunch of vacancies here. This row has taken a long time to fill up with tenants, because it probably cost a fortune to rent these spaces. They're in Yorkville. I'm not sure what QB house is. A dental office, not terribly exciting. Yeah, who knows, hey? Who knows? Maybe never. Oh, happy birthday, Leo. I just saw that it was your birthday today. Leo Chung. There's the Cumberland Terrace. Hey, Shake Shack is opening here. Okay. I have a Yorkville Shake Shack location.
Yesterday's early.
Is it National Potato Day and National Soft Ice Cream Day? I guess I like both of those things, so I can get behind that. Not together though, right? I don't want potatoes and soft ice cream all together in one. No, thank you. Separately? Hell yeah. I don't think they're moving from Dundas Young. They're just opening another location.
I'm sorry, the description was so long.
This is just another busy part of downtown. Makes sense for them to have a location around here.
Very good to see you guys. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much.
Yeah. No, honestly, that's a strong line. That's our name wrong, my bad. I'm sorry about that. I heard it that
All I've ever tried at Shake Shack is a vanilla shake and the French fries. And it was okay. I thought the shake was too small for the price that I paid for it. But it was good. It was a good shake. It was like $8, but it was very petite looking, I thought. I thought, really? For $8 I should get one of those big ass shake glasses with the metal container that has the extra. Remember they used to do that when they would make a shake for you at some places? You'd get not only the big tall glass, you'd get the metal container that they made the shake in, and they'd give that to you as well, so you could fill her up again after you finished.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah, right, Ashnix? I wonder if there's any places that still do that. Like, what do they do with the leftover bit of shake? They don't just throw it out, right? They must do something with it, unless they just make them differently now, so they don't have any leftover bit. Those days are over. That's a bummer. Wow, my phone battery is actually going up. It's increasing. I think it's safe for me to unplug my phone and plug in my gimbal. Here's Toronto's favorite candy store. Candy, 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 candy. Well, here's that Leonard Cohen show. Again, since Rebecca is a big fan.
They're French, and it's like, no, they're Belgian. Yeah, that's us. We're like, no, they're Canadian.
Yeah, House of Lords used to be around here. I think right up on the corner here. I think this used to be the House of Lords. Maybe not. I might be mistaken, but now it's a Korean restaurant. I mean, it's been many other things since it was the House of Lords. I guess this isn't open yet, though. Either that or it closed. I don't know if this is new and yet to open, or if it was open and it closed down already. Alright, we just turned onto Isabella. Or do I want to go this way? Do I want to go this way? Or do I want to keep going south? Which grocery store do I want to go to? Metro or Fresco? I think Metro has some lemonade on sale right now. Lots of cars are turning onto Isabella for some reason. Yeah, I think the lemonade at Metro, the Irresistibles brand, is on for $2.99, which is actually cheaper than what Fresco charges for their lemonade. So I think Metro wins tonight. Metro wins.
I think that's how long, and then I told you about
Nice wide sidewalks here. There was a thread on the Toronto subreddit today about how ridiculously narrow the sidewalks are on Yonge Street. Had like over 400 comments or something. And yeah, the sidewalks are narrow on some parts of downtown Yonge, but on other parts they're actually fairly wide, right? All depends on what part of the street you're on. Here they're decently wide. Across the street they're more narrow. Past the Eaton Center on that side of the street, they're very wide there. Hey, Alec Marshall. It's time to plug in the gimbal. Jacques Pilot. Yeah, I made it to Midtown. I was up at St. Clair Avenue. Now I'm back downtown again.
I did not know that.
You can cover a lot of ground in over 2.5 hours. I didn't go up as far as Eglinton, no. Just St. Clair. Like here the sidewalks are a bit narrower than they were back there, but I don't know, it's not like they're insanely narrow.
Nice live stream.
Thanks. It's not like they're crazy narrow. Hey, Hunden, hello.
So it's not official.
I just knew if I went up to Eglinton, it would take a bit too long for me to get back down to a grocery store before 10 o'clock, so that's why I didn't go as far as Eglinton. I don't track my steps, but my health app on my phone does that. If I want to look, I can always see. If I do a 3-hour stream, I might get close to 20,000 steps. Hey, good evening, Lisa.
Don't take shit from my fucking room.
Dog, you didn't give a shit about Serenity One.
Urban Andrew, hello. Wanted me to say oh my like George Takei? Oh my. Well, this whole part of Yonge Street has become like a district of Asian restaurants.
And it's
Like in the last 5 years, it's transformed to just dozens and dozens of Asian restaurants. Yeah. I've heard it referred to as Little Taiwan. I don't know if that's caught on in any way, but I've heard it referred to it that way. Hey, Foxglove Ferry, hello. Yeah, Yonge Street is just doing what it does, right? It doesn't stay the same for more than a year. More than like a few months. More than a week in some spots here and there. That's why I just sort of roll my eyes when people say Yonge Street was better when it had this and that from like 30 or 40 years ago. It's like, so what? You expect a street like this to just stay the same, like some sort of museum piece for decades? Do you really think that's realistic? You really think it's a downgrade because the businesses that are here are not the same businesses that used to be here 30, 40 years ago? Just like 30, 40 years from now, people will be saying the same thing about these businesses. Yonge Street was better back when Japadog was here, back in the 2020s. That was when Yonge Street was at its peak, when Japadog was there. Now it sucks here in the year 2065. And some people just don't seem to realize that they've gotten older, you know? And the stuff that they liked to do when they were 20 years old has gone with the wind, man. It's ancient history. And now that they're older, they don't go out and do those types of things anymore. But guess what? 20-year-olds now are going out and doing things, and they're having fun and doing their own things, which aren't the same things that you did when you were 20, obviously. Maybe some of it is similar, but they don't go to the same places you went when you were 20. They go to their own places that they enjoy now. They don't feel like they're missing out on anything. It's obvious from reading the Toronto subreddit that some people have not walked down Yonge Street in like 10 or 20 years, and they think they are some sort of authority on what the street is like now, even though they have not set foot on it since like the year 2005 or something. Classic car. Hey, our Toronto, hello. Hey, 370 viewers. Not too shabby. Hope you're all enjoying. Come and say hi in the chat if you're new. Or if you're not new and you just have never done that before. If you want, you know, hit the subscribe. Of course, if you haven't already done that also. Like, share, you know, do all the things, hit all the buttons, including the notification bell. You'll be notified when I go live. Usually I go live 3 times a week. You can check out some future streams. Hey, Whitby dude. Oops. Go ahead. Hey, Carlos. Yeah, 7-Elevens are dropping like flies. I think the company is pivoting towards a different business model, I think, and some of the old locations are just going the way of the dodo. I did a video about that a while ago. I walked past a few closed down 7-Elevens. Oh, did you, Lisa? I did not see it. Is it on the Toronto subreddit or your Instagram? If it's on the Toronto subreddit, I'm surprised they didn't take it down and call it a low effort post. Yeah.
That's the part where they're all down.
I've had more than a few posts of mine taken down from the Toronto subreddit that seem perfectly suitable to me to post there, because I've seen other posts that are similar that seem to stay up and be just fine, and then I put a post up of my own and it gets taken down. I don't get it. I don't get it, yo. Look at this building all green. Didn't look like this before, did it? Can I make this light? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me walk on the outside. Nate Dog, because Prism is a free streaming software. You just have to deal with that stupid watermark there. If you get the paid version, you can take that watermark away. That didn't used to be the case. You used to be able to turn it off even with the free version, but of course they had to suckify it a bit and make things a bit worse. But at least it's still free with most of the features that I need. What do you call it? The in-shitification? They in-shitified free Prism a little bit. Yeah, I can increase the bit rate. It's at 5,000 kilobytes per second right now. I used to stream in 4,000 and then I bumped it up to 5,000. Here's the Zanzibar. I can smell the like charred remains of the roof area that was destroyed. You can definitely smell it, yeah. That unmistakable odor. I couldn't smell it from across the street the other day, but I sure could smell it just right then. The owner says they're going to reopen bigger and better, so I guess we'll see, right? We'll see what that entails. A hunk of burning love. There we go, Elvis. Got a nice big honk there. Yeah, who knows how long that'll take. Maybe they can reopen part of the club while they're working on fixing up the part that was damaged, depending on what it's like inside. I don't know. Because the damage seems to be more to the rear of the building, up in the upper floors by the roof. I've never been in the image center, no. Hey, have a good night, Crikey. There's some interesting exhibits. Okay. I don't know, Raxic. I'm not sure what the going rate is in 2026. Or what it was, I guess. Alright, we're almost at 3 hours. I'm almost at the metro. Oh, it's closed for installation? Okay. Good old Rye High, as they used to call it. Now they have to come up with the... Actually, there is a new nickname now. Instead of TMU, they're calling it Timu University. So at least it has a funny little nickname still. Not the most flattering nickname, but neither was Rye High. I think it's safe to say most people know that this university is not exactly on the level of U of T, you know. I mean, it has some good programs, of course, and all that, but overall, I think it's safe to say. Oh, woman is yelling at man over there. I just looked over. He looks like he's about 6'4" and she's about 5'1", and she's just sort of looking up at him and giving him shit big time. She's just like letting him have it there. Still yelling at him. Ay, ay, ay. So I'm at the Metro. We just hit 3 hours. Look at that, will ya? So I guess I'm going to head inside and get myself some lemonade and whatever else I happen to see. So yeah, all in all, a pretty pleasant walk. We started downtown, we went up to Midtown, and then we went back to downtown again. That's what 3 hours will get you. The way I walk. So hope you all enjoyed. I'll be streaming again on Friday, most likely. So make sure you got all those buttons hit if you haven't already, as I just said a little while ago. You know the drill. Hit all those buttons. And you can catch my next stream. And tomorrow evening, I'll be premiering a pre-recorded video around 7:15 p.m. So hope to see you there for that in the live chat as we watch that one together. So good times, everyone. Glad you could all join me. I'll see you all again soon. Thanks to the mods. Thanks to everyone, really, for just watching and for subscribing and for just being awesome, you know? The pleasure is all mine. Until next time, I will continue. Thanks to the channel members as well. Alright, night all. I'll see you all soon. And that's all, folks. Abadia, abadia, abadia.